Welcome back. Let's talk crypto. Bitcoin hovering around $39,000 this morning. Take a look. It is up 811. Ukraine received close to $100 million in crypto donations since the invasion more than 2 weeks ago. Bitcoin is still down, better than 15% year to date. Joining me right now is the Bitcoin Foundation chairman and philanthropist, Brock Pierce. Brock, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for being with me this morning. What's going on in terms of crypto and Ukraine? I know you have raised a lot of money. We'll talk about what you've done in a minute, but your thoughts on the use of crypto in this conflict?
Well, it's turning out to be critical in terms of infrastructure during this humanitarian crisis. For example, there was a philanthropic organization in New York that wanted to buy a bus to help refugees get out of the country. On the ground in the Ukraine, the only form of payment they would accept was Bitcoin, Ether, and Tether-based dollars. That nonprofit instantly contacted me for help. I facilitated that transaction and now others. And so it's becoming critical infrastructure. Financial services are not working. Cryptocurrency is built on a resilient technology. And in critical moments such as this, it's making great things happen that otherwise couldn't.
Well, that's just terrific to hear. What about this executive order, Brock? What do you make of the president signing an executive order Wednesday calling on all federal agencies to review cryptocurrencies and the effects of having a U.S.-based digital currency? Brock, your takeaway from the executive order, and where is this going?
Yeah, I think people were a little nervous not knowing what would come out of it because it doesn't go through a typical legislative process. And so the executive order came out. The market responded positively. It was not opposed to innovation. The words were chosen carefully. And I think it matters, especially in this midterm election year. Over 40 million Americans have cryptocurrency, in aggregate globally with about $2 trillion. And a lot of these voters are single issue voters. And I think that it's going to have a big impact in the midterms. And I think what Biden has done here is definitely going to help the Democrats in terms of not losing a very big chunk of voters across the country.
Why? Where do you get that? Why do you think this is going to be helpful to the Democrats?
Well, I mean, I think it matters. A lot of us are single issue voters, and I don't think the executive order was a damaging one. I think the market responded positively. And so I know a lot of people in this space were nervous about what came out, and I think it's a good thing. The president of the United States, the White House, has weighed in specifically on this industry. It was not damaging in the way that people were concerned. And I think that bodes well for American leadership and innovation. And, the market responded positively. We'll see what happens going forward, what this task force does, what these agencies do. But this could have been a very negative event for America, and it turns out to have been a minor positive.
Yeah, I mean, look, Putin's comments this morning are moving all sorts of markets. They also erased some losses in Bitcoin, but Putin earlier sort of opened the door to maybe we could see talks improve between Russia and Ukraine. It moved oil, it moved stocks, it moved Bitcoin. Brock, I know you're hosting an NFT auction. All the proceeds will go to the Ukrainian army's humanitarian efforts. Tell me more about the NFT auction that you are launching.
Yeah, we were holding even another Twitter Spaces yesterday. We built the first ground-up NFT gallery in the world in Puerto Rico. And so in times like this, and it's not just about what I've done, it's, all of us should be asking ourselves, what can you do? Big or small, every little thing helps. People, there's 1.5 million refugees. So we've been working with art galleries in the Ukraine that have been bombed and destroyed. So they've been working with artists to create NFTs, which we've been helping to promote and market and sell, with all of those proceeds going back to the Ukraine to assist during this humanitarian crisis. If you want to learn more, you can go to Lighthouse NFT Gallery.com. And, again, this isn't about what I'm doing. Ask yourself what you can do. If you've got a plane in Europe, send it to Poland, help refugees get to a place. A lot of the men are not being permitted to cross the border, so women and children having nowhere to go. It's terrible.
It sure is. We've been pointing people to the Red Cross as well. Brock, it's great to catch up. Thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. We'll see you soon, Brock. Thank you. Brock Pierce joining us this morning.